and hear the stories of our kids. And this is very powerful when a young person gets up here and shares their story. So I think we should probably get the tissues because I'm going to be overjoyed with all of their stories and the pride and the confidence to stand up here and be incredible human beings. Right, Olivia? Right, Noah? Right, Brady? We got this? But before we get started, I want to say thank you to Southern New Hampshire University for sponsoring the Meet the Leaders event tonight. I want to acknowledge our board members that are here this evening. So if they could all stand up so we can say thank you for their leadership and their support over the years. Many of you know that nothing could happen around here if we didn't have the amazing staff that we have. And I would like to acknowledge the Boys and Girls Club staff for making the magic happening here each and every day for our kids. So a big round of applause for our staff. I do want to acknowledge one staff member. Her name is Rudy. She has put her heart and soul into this program. And she's taking it to the next level. This is the first year that we are now having our first ever Youth of the Year competition. So Rudy, thank you for your dedication and all your support for our kids and launching something new. So Rudy, to you. So we've got a group of volunteers over here that are going to be serving dinner. We'll be going table by table.
Program for tonight. My name is Brayden Wing, and I attend Memorial High School, and I'm also the Keystone president. If you do not know, Keystone is the high school leadership group here at the Boys and Girls Club. We focus on three main areas: academic success, career preparation, and community service, all while having a positive impact on the club and the community. As you will hear in our speeches, some of the activities that Keystone has done so far this year is attend the Workforce Development Conference called SOAR, put on a haunted house for our younger club members, help organize a club-wide pep rally, and run a snack store, and write your speeches that you will all hear tonight. We started working on these speeches at our weekly meetings in November. As a group, we all created prompts such as, what has Keystone taught you? What mentors have you met through the club? How has the club changed you? What has the club or Keystone done for you? And where will you see yourself in 10 years? Each of us then started our own process of writing our speeches. Before we begin with our speeches tonight, I once again like to thank Southern New Hampshire University for sponsoring this event. It means a lot to us that they chose to help support this event tonight. Thank you for believing in us and helping provide us with this platform to share our stories. Now, to get us started tonight, please join me in welcoming the Vice President for Keystone, Hayden.
Sand is a malleable object that can be shaped by the hands of anyone and into anything that you could imagine. Hi, my name is Hayden. I am a junior at West High School, and I have been a club member for 10 years. I started coming to the Boys and Girls Club during summer and attended Camp Foster. I didn't like the idea of going to camp because I didn't know anybody, and I just wanted to stay home. However, I had no other choice because my parents were working and my older sisters were already going to camp. If I was never sent to camp, and if I had never started coming to the Boys and Girls Club, I wouldn't have most of the opportunities that have been offered to me to this day. The Boys and Girls Club has opened many doors for me, which has shaped me into the person that I am. The sand being shaped depends on who you surround yourself with and what obstacles you overcome. For me, my sand is shaped by my mentors, my experiences, and how I handle those experiences. Having come to the club for 10 years, I thought that I would have more mentors. Over the years, I have realized that it's quality over quantity. Even though I don't have 20 mentors, I have 4 that have helped me the most. Those people are Natalie, Alex, and my big sisters, Paige and Riley. I have always been one to follow in my older sister's footsteps. They started coming to the club, so I started coming to the club. They started working at the club, so I started working at the club. They cared about their academics, so I cared about my academics. I've always looked up to them, but it's more than just admiring them. They have taught me how to make an impact on younger generations and how to support the people around me. Best of all, they have taught me that the club cares for me. Sandcastles are often washed away by the big waves crashing onto shore. The obstacles that I go through are the reasons that my castle is washed away, but the mentors that I have are what help build me back up. As a high school staff in such a mature work environment, I have often felt like I can't speak up against how I feel or against the adults in the workplace. Learning to work at the club also means learning how to find my voice. The people that I have met through the Boys and Girls Club have always supported me and have taught me that my opinions do matter, and knowing how to advocate for myself and others is important. The castle is built, and it's built strong. Even though my castle is washed away many times before, I always find a way to build it back up and make it even stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayden. Next up, we will hear from a first-year Keystone member who moved up from Torch Club just last year. Please welcome Ariana to the podium.
Hi, my name is Ariana and I'm a freshman at Central High School. My journey has been eventful as I have been in the Boys and Girls Club since my 6th grade summer. I started off in Power Scholars, a YMCA summer program where they had a bus stop at Boys and Girls Club after it ended. Some of my friends had gone there, so I thought it'd be interesting to give it a shot. The first day I went there, I met Rudy, Gilbert, and Zach. They were all friendly staff and my brothers I have ever met in other programs. After that, I decided to stay in Boys and Girls Club after the school year to see what it would be like. As the year progressed, I got to meet new friends and more staff like Natalie, Sarah, Alex, and Frankie. I eventually joined Boys and Girls Club, a leadership group for middle school members, which was run by Gilbert and Rudy. I had a great time since it was my first time I actually participated in something at Boys and Girls Club. By the end of the year, I had done enough volunteer hours to go to the Canopy Lake field trip and raise money for it. Now I'm in Keystone and I'm enjoying my time so far meeting new people and seeing what plans people have for their future. My favorite part of Keystone so far has been the Screamfest field trip to Canopy Lake. I got to hang out with my friends and talk to people I usually wouldn't talk to. I'm interested in seeing what the rest of these few months will bring to my experience in this group and what it will do to my future as well. I hope Keystone will help me get better at public speaking, being more comfortable with social interaction, and a little bit of work experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariana. We're so glad you decided to move to Keystone this year. Our next presenter has been in Keystone and the club for just 2 years. Please welcome Israel to the stage.
Hi, my name is Ismael Feliz. I am a sophomore at West High School. I have been at the Boys and Girls Club for almost 2 years. In 10 years, I'm planning to be successful. Success requires determination, knowledge, connections, and being optimistic, all which I have. I plan to graduate from college majoring in business. I will take a course in New Hampshire School of Mechanical Trades for HVAC. HVAC includes heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I want to create an HVAC business that will make me successful. I want to attend Southern New Hampshire University. I was fortunate enough to see snow because the Boys and Girls Club took us there in November 2023 at the SOAR conference. And I got really interested in joining the university. I'm interested in going to Snow because I feel like they got the skills to teach me a lot of things in the business field. I'm striving to have multiple sources of income with my HVAC business. I'm going to invest into other properties and business investments. All of the resources I have received so far, the Boys and Girls Club has gotten me to them, and I will make sure to use them correctly. Since I joined the Boys and Girls Club as a member, they have been helping me search for future career opportunities. I have also experienced fun activities such as snowboarding, lifting weights at the club's gym, and playing basketball. My favorite moment at the Boys and Girls Club was lifting weights with my friends at the lifting room and the weight room. At this moment, I would like to thank Zach, Rudy, Natalie, Gilbert, Felix, and Elvin for making the club a fun experience for me and my friends. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage a longtime club member, Mackenzie.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie and I'm a junior at Central High School. I've been coming to the club for 7 years since the first day of 4th grade. I remember the day my mom told me she was going to sign my brother and I up to go to the club and how excited I was to go since I already had friends who were there. I remember the days when my friends weren't there. I felt alone, but there was always a staff member around who would ask me if I wanted to play a game or hang out. Those are the days that I remembered the most because there was always someone friendly and willing to help out, even on the worst days. In the junior games room, there were, as I'm sure you've guessed, games. Lots and lots of games. One of the first games I learned to play was chess. The person who taught me was a staff member named Nate. He was the first staff member I became close to and was always there to welcome me with a smile and a "how was your day?" Although Nate no longer works here, I'll always remember his positive influence on my life. The hole that Nate left was soon filled by a staff member who we called New Nate, aka Zach. We called him New Nate because he acted in so many similar ways to Nate. He had a good sense of humor, always greeting us with a dad joke and a smile. Although Zach's similar to Nate, he has his own personality, goofy and loud, but still fun to be around. Zach still has a serious side though, and has been there for when I've needed it to give advice and support. He's helped me get through some rough points in my life and is one of my favorite staff members here. After the end of 5th grade, I went to Camp Foster for the first time. I only went every other week because both my brother and myself went to camp. I had one friend there, but there were many times when she wasn't there. During those times, I was always looking for something to do or someone to talk to. One of the people who did talk to me was Gilbert, a staff member who ran the athletics program at camp. The first thing I noticed about Gilbert was his willingness to help people out. When I first met him, I was new and didn't know anybody at camp. Gilbert came up to me and asked, "Do you know where you're going?" And of course, I didn't. So he showed me to one of the activities I could go to. Later in the day, I went back up to him on the field and he jokingly said, "You again?" And we played some games on the field. He really made me feel welcomed at camp. From then to this day, I always say hi to Gilbert and make sure to bully him. In a friendly way, of course. After camp that summer, I moved from being a junior to being a tween, 6th and 7th grade. In the tween room, I met 2 new staff members, Natalie and Teresa. Of course, Gilbert was there too, but he was always busy, so I hung out with Natalie, mainly playing card games with her and my friends. Natalie was always kind to me, and she's always been chill. She also runs Keystone, so I've had more time to hang out with her, and she's given me good advice. Then I met Teresa. From the moment I started hanging out with her, she became my favorite. She was always super cool, fun, and great to be around. She's super funny and easy to talk to. She made a real impact on my life just by being there. One day she ended up leaving to pursue a career as a nurse. Good for her, but I still wish she worked here. After 7th grade was about the time COVID came around, so I stopped coming to the club for the rest of that year and even 8th grade. I started coming again in 9th grade, but towards the middle of the year I just started walking home or going to get food with my friends. Towards February that year I started coming back to the club, but I didn't really have friends there. So I would just sit alone in the corner watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever. But then one day during April vacation, a new staff member started working there. Her name was Sarah. and I found out that she's actually Terza's sister. Sarah would act a lot like Terza, and she would always come up and talk to me in the corner and ask to play a game. She kept trying to bug me to get me out of my shell, and I tried my hardest to be stubborn, but she got me out of that corner by the end of that year. To this day, Sarah remains the person to have made the greatest impact on my life. She's always been there for me through the bad times and good, to give me advice, comfort me, and just be there when I needed it. Sarah still works here, but now she tells me to get back in my corner because she's unleashed a monster. Unfortunately for her, now that I'm comfortable, I'm not going anywhere.
Thank you, Mackenzie, for showing us the huge impact that staff have on us here at the club. We'll switch things up after this next speech, but before that, I'd like to introduce Pasquale to the stage.
My name is Pascal Dio, and I am in the 11th grade. I have been coming to the club for post 8 years. For my first day, I saw the gym, the outside basketball court, and the kids playing video games in the trade room. Those were some of the place where I spent most of my time. My favorite experience with the club is bringing on the trail with the bike club. I remember this Zach come to me and asked if I want to join the bike club. At first, I said because I was shy and did not want to talk to anyone about to. At first, he talked to me, and then I said yes. This was the best choice I made. When I aimed about to the bike club, the 3 members come to the meeting. My spirit ride, the trail, the leader who showed me, and the friends I made. When I started the bike club, I had no idea what I was going to be doing. I did not know we were be going up and down the hill, riding over the walks and going over and under the bridge. I also did know this. We crash your bike on the trail. Worry be my favorite part. The leader is Zach and Scott. Show me the favorite. I need to know they show me how to shift gears. Watch is important when you are going over the walks, water and the mud. Then also show me how to use my hands to single when riding on the road. They show me how to have fun and be be safe. When I first started riding, I was quite bad. I started to open up to other kids in the group. At first, I become confident. We were a team. We were encouraging each other, and we were do take a trek together and was have fun together. I have today is going to the club was the boys the best choice for me for the past 8 years. I have just going so much. I love it. I like the staff, the games, and my friends. This come here. Thanks you come here.
Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ruby, and I'm the Director of Teen Engagement and Resources here at the club. My favorite part of my job is getting to run events like these, like Meet the Leaders and Youth of the Year, because they showcase the amazing kids I get to work with every day. Last year, I was excited to hear the Boys and Girls Club of America launched a new Youth of the Year program for younger club members. I couldn't wait to bring this program to our club because of the skills and confidence participating in Youth of the Year provides. Junior Youth of the Year is a leadership program for ages 11 to 14 that fosters the growth of leadership skills while preparing members for future participation in Youth of the Year. This year, we had 4 applicants complete the Junior Youth of the Year application, which included writing an essay, submitting a supplemental piece of work for their choice, presenting a speech, and answering interview questions in front of a panel of judges. We heard about how the club has shaped them, about how staff and family have supported them, about their passions and hobbies, and even got to see a demonstration of a robot. I would like to thank our Junior Youth of the Year judges, Evan or Pineda, you could stand, you're the only one here. And then also Kara Salvas and Eric Roy. I'm so glad the decision is left up to them because I would never be able to pick just one winner. Our 4, actually I'm going to call up our Youth of the Year, Junior Youth of the Year candidates one by one, and if you could come up and get your certificate. First we have Lauren Martinez. Lauren is in 8th grade at Parkside Middle School. She is the president of Torch Club, our middle school leadership group. She often says you'll know she's in the club because you'll hear her laughter before you see her. Next, Ryder Sanchez. Ryder is in 6th grade at Hillside. This is his first year at Torch Club and loves to help volunteer at Kids Club. Ryder is always willing to lend a hand to anyone who needs help at the club and looks up to his older brothers, one of which is running for Youth of the Year tonight. Next, Alondra Bermudez. Alondra is in the 7th grade at Hillside Middle School and is in her 2nd year of Torch Club, and quite literally feels like the club is her second home because all of the kids refer to her Mom Maritza at the front desk as Mom too. And last but not least, Teddy Hutchins. Teddy is in the 7th grade at McLaughlin and is also in his 2nd year of Torch Club. Teddy is on his robotics team at school and loves to help Ryan in the kitchen here at the club. All right, now, we're going to announce the winner, and they are going to share their Junior Youth of the Year speech with us. But before we do, just know that we are proud of you for being the first ever Junior Youth of the Year candidates for Boys and Girls Club of Manchester. All right, this person was selected by the judges panel specifically because it was evident that they care a lot about others and focus on helping others in everything they do. It is my privilege to announce that the very first ever Junior Youth of the Year for the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester is Alondra Bermudez.
Hi, my name is Alondra Bermudez, and I go to Hillside Middle School. I am in 7th grade. I have been attending the Boys and Girls Club for 8 years. This is my second home, as others would say. Some of the members feel at home to the point where everyone calls my mom home. I always make sure I get to see the younger members grow up, just like my brother got to see me grow up. I walk into the club every day and immediately feel safe and appreciated. I know I can be me. I can even walk into the doors and everyone can see my happiness and they love to see me happy. Sorry. They have seen how far I have come from the shy 6-year-old little girl walking into the building for the first time to the strong and kind 13-year-old leader I am today. I am also a part of Boys and Girls Club leadership program called Torch Club, where I get to be an even bigger role model and I get to give back to the Boys and Girls Club in my community. The club has given me so many opportunities to impact others, but it also has impacted me and made me to the young woman standing in front of you today. I am also a part of Girls Club, and this group makes me feel like a woman and makes me feel cared about. Some of the opportunities I have helped with including setting up and making dances for the younger kids, selling candy grams, volunteering at family dinners, volunteering at the Salvation Army, mentoring other members, and so much more. The club staff make me feel loved, appreciated, and help me with so much. Out of all the staff that were part of my club story, there were 3 specific staff that helped me and more than they could ever know. Alvin is like a big brother to me and has helped me through a lot in the past year, big and small. Natalie is like a best friend to me and always knows how to cheer me up. Alex is like a sister to me and she has been a big, huge part of my life and been one of my biggest supporters since what I feel has been the beginning. The club made me to the young woman I am today. The club taught me to be independent, loving to others just like they did to me. They also helped me not to be shy. The club taught me how to face my fears. I would love to thank all of you guys for being there for me and understanding me. Thank you for considering me, Alondra Bermudez, as your 2024 Junior Youth of the Year.
Congratulations. Now we are going to transition back to the final Keystone member speeches. But before, we would like to mention that one of our goals as a group is to attend leadership development conferences to expand our horizons. If you would like to donate to that tonight, please see the QR code in your program. Thank you. Now, please join me in welcoming Swina to the stage. Swina has been in Keystone for 2 years while serving as our historian.
Hello, my name is Swina Wilson, and I have close to zero clue of what I want to do with my life. It's crazy for me to think about when I had some sort of clue what I wanted to be. Back then, I wanted to be a professional scuba diver, a vet, an astronaut, an Olympic swimmer, an artist, an interior designer, an exterior designer, a hairstylist, and a hairstylist. It doesn't end there. I also wanted to be a fashion designer, a makeup artist, a game designer, a background designer, a movie prop designer, an animator, a professional gamer, a professional game tester, and so much more. And now I'm in sophomore year of high school and I have no idea what I want to be. Though I don't know what I want to do, it doesn't mean that I'm unmotivated or I don't want to get anywhere in my life. I was a part of Breakthrough, which went through the summers of my middle school years, and now I'm in my second year of their 4-year follow-up program, College Bound. On top of that, I'm also part of Trio's Upward Bound, which is constantly taking me on college trips and tours. They give me the experience that will put me ahead of others who don't have the same opportunities that I have come across. I may not have a set goal like other people in my age group, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be any less successful. Not knowing what I want to do while trying to prepare for my future is stressful, along with keeping my grades high and being part of my high school community. An example being ROTC. ROTC is a leadership program at West that I have been a part of for 2 years so far. We recently started a fundraiser to fund the program. If you'd like to help fund your local high school NJROTC program, find me after this event. Being active inside and outside of school is tiring and stressful. The club helps me with that stress. The Boys and Girls Club allows me to take a break and breathe in between days of stressless school years. At the club, there's always an opportunity to meet different people and go on different trips to different places. A few months ago, I would have never imagined that I would be sliding backwards down a hill of snow. But the Boys and Girls Club gave me an opportunity to learn how to snowboard for 6 weeks, with no cost. There's always something and someone at the club to help get stressful things off your mind, whether you talk with them about it or they just distract you from it. The club helps manage the stress. I've been attending the Boys and Girls Club for as long as I can vividly remember. I was here before the newest edition of the Kids Club area. I was here before the rebuild of Camp Foster. I was here before tweens were an age group. I've made so many memories and lifelong friendships at this club. I met my best friend here. She's been by my side since the 2nd grade, and to this day we are still extremely close. The Boys and Girls Club has allowed me to not only open up and push out of my shell, but it has also made me push myself to do things I didn't think I could or would enjoy doing. The Boys and Girls Club has been there for me longer than any program that I've ever been a part of. I watched it grow and enjoyed every moment of growing with it. This club, the Boys and Girls Club of Manchester, will always and forever be an important part of my life.
Thank you, Swina. We can't wait to see what you decide to do in the future. Unfortunately, one of our members, Carlos, could not make it tonight, so please, next we'll hear from Jaquasia. Please welcome Jaquasia to the stage.
Who am I? My name is Jaquasia Moore. I have been a member of the Boys and Girls Club for 10 years. I am in 11th grade, a junior in high school. The reason I joined the Boys and Girls Club was because I wanted to hang out with other kids my age and have fun. Since I joined the Boys and Girls Club, I made 14 friends in the past years, such as Selena, Carlos, Mackenzie, Ella, Brady, CJ, Sarah, Zach, Rudy, Natalie, Gilbert, Felix, Pasquale, and Shirley. One of the few hobbies I like to do is cook. My mom taught me how to cook at the age of 11. I cooked with spaghetti and meatballs with my mom at home. When I was at the Boys and Girls Club during the summer, I would bake cake and other sweets with Rudy. My favorite food to cook is homemade mac and cheese. Rudy has also assisted me in making pizza and burgers. Another one of my hobbies is drawing. I like to draw anime, cartoon characters, animals, and food. I learned to draw by myself. I draw whenever I get the chance. My favorite thing to draw are anime characters. Besides cooking and drawing at the Boys and Girls Club, I learned how to be a leader, how to be a good person, and to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. But I'm still shy. The Boys and Girls Club has also helped me by going on stage today and reading my speech out loud in person, which made me come out of my comfort zone today. Last year, you might remember I was too shy to read my speech and had to record it at the radio station in the teen center, and then I played before you. Today, I stand with courage on stage. To end my speech, I want to say that I am grateful for who I became in my life, and I'm glad that I came to the Boys and Girls Club. J for joy, A for amazing, Q for quiet, U for unique, A for affectionate, S for swag, H for honest, and A for awesome. I am Jaquasia.
Good job, Jaquasia, you did it. Finally, last but certainly not least, please join me in welcoming our longest-serving Keystone member to the stage, Braylon.
In life, we can't always grow alone. Just like plants need soil and water, we need people who support and encourage us to reach our full potential. For me, my soil was the club. Hi, my name is Braylon. I am 17 and in my junior year at West High School. This is my 8th year attending the club and my 3rd year at Keystone. Throughout my years at the club, I have really changed as a person. I grew up as an only child. During my early childhood, I was always very quiet. Entering elementary school was a bumpy transition for me. Growing up, my parents were my only friends. I found that as a result of this, building connections with the people around me was difficult. I would observe my peers all getting along while I sat quietly. As I continued through elementary school, I wanted the friendships and connections I saw other kids had. I noticed a lot of my peers were going to the Boys and Girls Club, and I decided I would give it a try. I didn't know at this time, but this decision would change my life for the better. At first it was terrifying, but inside I knew it was what I needed. As I continued coming to the club, I found members and staff that helped me come out of my shell. They showed me that my voice mattered and encouraged me to be my best self. The club has not only become somewhere where I can come see my friends, but it is truly a second home. It is comforting to know that if I need help with anything from schoolwork to family problems, I will always have a safe space at the club. Today, Keystone continues to push me out of my comfort zone. The club allowed me to connect with staff and club members that got me involved in many programs, including Keystone, that helped me better prepare for my future. I have learned communication and social skills that I need to continue through life. Because of this, I have grown as a friend, as a daughter, and as a member of the club. Earlier in my speech, I talked about how the club was my soil. Well, just a seed planted in soil still cannot grow on its own. You might be expecting to hear that the club was my water, but it was not. It took hard work to get to where I am today, so I feel that I am the water that helped me grow. The club gave me the foundation and the support I needed, just as soil would. But at the end of the day, it's the hard work I put in that leads me to achieve my goals, and I continue to plan to work hard and grow. Thank you.
I had to hide my notes in the back so they wouldn't see it. Thank you, Keystone members, for writing these speeches and sharing them with us tonight. Youth of the Year is the highest honor a Boys and Girls Club member can receive. Our Youth of the Year named tonight will go on to represent our club at the state competition in May for the chance to win $10,000 in scholarship money and an opportunity to represent New Hampshire at regionals in New York. But Youth of the Year is much more than a competition. It is a transformational program that builds leadership, teaches advocacy, and prepares youth for a future after they leave their Boys and Girls Clubs. The three candidates you will get to hear from tonight are proof that this program goes beyond competition, as I've seen them cheer each other on and support each other through every step of the process, even if at first they were intimidated to run against each other. Our three Youth of the Year candidates all have amazing stories and have worked incredibly hard to get to this point tonight. So now I'd like to invite our first Youth of the Year up to share his speech. Noah Sanchez is a senior at Manchester School of Technology here at the club. He is a beloved staff member in the Junior Games Room and Kids Club. Noah, it has been great to get to know you better through this process, and I'm so glad that after 3 years of me trying to convince you, you finally decided to run for Youth of the Year. Please come up and share your speech.
Hello everyone, my name is Noah Sanchez. I am a candidate for the 2024 Youth of the Year Award. I have been a member of the club for just over 9 years. I started here when I was in the 3rd grade. I am also a senior in high school at Manchester School of Technology, currently enrolled in my 3rd year of their automotive program. Wanted to talk to you all tonight about my experience here at the club. As I have stated, I started here in the 3rd grade just over 9 years ago. I started in Kids Club with Wendy, which has inspired me to apply for my position in the Junior Games Room. Now, because of my start in the Junior Games Room, my start in Kids Club 9 years ago, I was awarded the Kids Club Boy of the Year by the end of that year for various different reasons. That has really gone to show that I have a lot of potential that I failed to see at the time. That led me to join the Torch Club Leadership Group several years later, which led to me volunteering in the STEAM Lab, which has led to me starting at Camp Foster. When I started as Camp Foster, though I missed my CIT year due to COVID, I did start as a Counselor 1 the following year. Through that, I discovered that I truly do enjoy making an impact, or at least trying to make an impact on the lives of others. That brings me to where I am today. Though not every day at the club has been wonderful for me growing up, I have told myself now that every day I get to come into this club with a smile on my face, with the ability to put smiles on others, is a wonderful day moving forward. That is what I've got. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Noah. Well worth the 3-year wait. Next up, we have Olivia Horn. Olivia is a junior at Manchester Memorial High School, as well as Manchester School of Technology, where she participates in the L&A program. Olivia is a part-time staff in our Learning Center here at the club, where she runs 603 Writing Group, helping younger members find their voices through poetry and other written works. Now we will hear how Olivia gained her voice.
Whatever you're going through, there's light in the tunnel. You just have to realize there's no end. The tunnel will continue until the end of time. But the light is within you. Whatever the struggle may be, you can stop the suffering within yourself. Start living each and every day to its fullest. It all starts with you. It's taken real experience to learn and believe this. From freshman year, I'm a whole new person, and I continue to persevere and grow every day. Before starting high school, I already wasn't making the best choices. I was was skipping class in some way. I was trying to bury the pain of the past and the person I was becoming. While doing this, I dulled my true self. Sorry. Not only did things at school take a turn, but so did things at home due to my choices. My decisions became so severe, I got put on probation. It took me to the beginning of January 2023 to turn my life around. I stopped skipping and smoking. My grades began to go up. Little by little, I was earning my parents' trust back. I did some serious work in therapy, and I still am. In June 2023, I stood in front of a judge when he granted my probation to be terminated. I had a few mistakes that threw me off track, but did not and will not allow some bumps in the road to detract my whole life. I know I'm stronger than my past self and have the support, willpower, and confidence to keep going. I am living proof of perseverance, and I will continue to be. It's taken blood, sweat, and many tears to get me to the place in life I am today. There were many days where I did not believe in myself. But between determination, my parents, and the Boys and Girls Club, I am on my way to success. The Boys and Girls Club has been a safe place for me. The staff here have given me support and guidance through days I felt I was running in circles. And I felt hopeless and like I didn't know where I was going. They've given me motivation and guidance. One year I was really struggling. I didn't want to do much for my birthday, and the staff knew it. I went downstairs that day, and the teen center staff had just a small cake. It may not seem significant, but I remember it to this day. And it made me feel important, and like I had a place I belong. Before I finish here tonight, I'd like to touch upon one last subject. A passion the Boys and Girls Club has fueled. My love for writing. Before the 7th grade, I didn't believe I was capable of anything creative. The only reason I started writing was because a staff member encouraged me. She saw a talent in me before I could see it in myself. I soon joined our club's creative writing program called 603. Writing has helped me understand myself and my emotions more. It has helped me navigate some of the hardest moments in my life. Writing seems to be my only friend in the isolating nights. But most importantly, writing has helped me grow into the young woman I am today. Now as a staff member, I run 603. I get to be a role model for these kids, encouraging them to express their feelings, dreams, and let their imaginations come to life. I get to guide these kids in understanding that their feelings are valid and worth the time and effort like staff did and continue to do for me. I'm 16 years old, a junior in high school. I am a strong young woman who makes waves. I'm a leader and role model in my community. I am Olivia Horton.
Thank you, Olivia. Your story is inspiring. Now, please welcome Brady Nguyen back up on the stage. Brady is a sophomore at Memorial High School. He is involved in many extracurricular activities, including his school's robotic team, which practices from 6 to 9 every Tuesday night. As you already know, Brady is Keystone President this year and is always willing to juggle his busy schedule to accommodate club events to better support the Keystone Club. It has been a privilege to see him step up into his role as Keystone President this year, and we are all excited to see what he will do in the upcoming years.
It's me again. Before I start, thank you very much for Olivia and Noah for competing in this competition against me. Hello everyone, my name is Brady Nguyen. I am a 16-year-old sophomore, and last year I stood on this stage as a 15-year-old freshman. There are a couple differences between who I was last year and the person you see today. Since then, I've taken my first AP class, joined a newly formed debate team, became a part of Memorial Student Council. So things are a little bit different. However, the biggest difference from last year is the fact that I am now president of Keystone. Last year, I first joined Keystone and I was exposed to leadership groups for the very first time. I found out there was a group of club kids who ran their own dances, created community events, and started their own store. Obviously, I took a liking to being in Keystone. That year, I aspired to become a good leader and tried to learn as much as I could about how we operate as a group. Over the course of that year, I learned to become more outspoken than I was before. Our discussions forced me to learn how to communicate better, and our events put a responsibility on me. And after that year, I was asked to become Keystone president. This is something new for me. I've never been in an official leadership position before this, but my Keystone advisors gave me their support, and I wanted to take up the challenge. Taking a position like this had never even crossed my mind, but thanks to the previous year, I was feeling more confident. So I ran for president and I won. So along with the position of president, I was also given all the responsibilities that come with it. Leading meetings, organizing an event calendar, helping manage a store, all of this was extremely new to me. Over the course of my presidency, I had to develop my speaking voice as well as my leadership skills, way more than I had in any time before. However, I adapted to this new position I was put in, and I learned to become more organized and outspoken. Keystone provided me with this challenge that forced me to grow into not just a better leader, but a better person. I've been able to see how far I've come as a leader since I began Keystone, but more importantly, I can see what I can still improve about myself and my leadership. I am grateful to Keystone members, advisors, and supporters for allowing me this opportunity to grow as a leader. My name is Brayden Wing. I am a 16-year-old sophomore, and I am a candidate for Youth of the Year here at Boys and Girls Club of Manchester. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing your speeches with us, and congratulations, you're finally done. You should all be very proud of yourselves and all that you have accomplished up to this point. First, I would like to thank our Youth of the Year judges panel, Ken Cenas, Mike Delaney, Jody Nazaka, Kathy Linden, and Maha Nafis. Ken, Kathy, and Maha, who are here tonight, can you please stand? Thank you all so much for taking the time to meet with the Youth of the Year candidates and making the difficult decision of picking just one winner. At this time, I'm going to invite Ken up to the stage to announce our 2024 Youth of the Year.
Hello, everyone. Wow, that was pretty powerful, wasn't it? Noah, Olivia, Brady, amazing. You inspired all of us, the 5 judges. We deliberated for a while, and you know it because you kept that box on the pizza, right, before we were making our decision. All 3 of you be proud of what you've accomplished. You've came so far, and it's absolutely amazing. Your speeches tonight were wonderful. We drilled you with a lot of questions when we had the judging panel, but it was a great, great experience. So now I get to announce the winner. The 2024 Youth of the Year, Olivia Horn.
I had no clue it was between any of us, and I'm so happy I got to go through this experience with you two. I'd like to thank Rudy, Zach, and all of the other staff that have made this happen. I'd like to thank my parents for helping me get to this point, and everyone that has helped me on my journey. I'd like to
thank the Boys and Girls Club in general for supporting me to the place I am today. I'm so honored, and thank you all tonight.
Thank you all for coming tonight. I think this is our biggest Meet the Leaders event to date this year. Woo! Bear with me, I have a lot of thank yous before we wrap up for the end of the night. Thank you again to SNU for sponsoring our event tonight. We are so grateful for your generosity. Thank you to our Junior Youth of the Year and Youth of the Year judges for the time it took to choose a winner. We know it's not easy and it took a lot of preparation. Thank you to Tiffany Eddy for coming in to give Keystone a public speaking workshop and teaching them how to use their monster truck voices. Thank you to Felix and Shirley for helping Keystone members write and practice their speeches. And a special thank you to Jocelyn Mahoney. Ever since I said the words Meet the Leaders, she was asking how she could help every week. And she would text me and ask if I needed her help at the beginning of the week. She would ask if she needed my help, if I needed her help at the beginning of the week, and I'd always be like, no, Jocelyn, enjoy your Wednesday night. Then by Wednesday, she'd check in again and ask if I needed her, and I would always be like, please come help us. So Jocelyn, we have a special thank you for you tonight for your dedication to our Keystone members. Thank you to all of the club staff. You all played a big part in making this event happen tonight, whether you know it or not, and we are so grateful for your help. Natalie, if you could stand. Natalie is the official Keystone advisor, and without her, the Keystone speeches wouldn't have been complete. Thank you for tracking down those last-minute edits and getting everyone to practice. And finally, thank you to all of the incredible young leaders that gave speeches tonight. It isn't easy to get up on stage, and you all deserve one last round of applause for the courage it took to do it. And hope you will continue to be leaders, not only at the club, but in all areas of your lives. Thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate your support and have a great night.